Have you ever wondered if this life is all there is? Or could it be that our souls have journeyed before, in other times, in other bodies? Many people across the globe feel a deep sense of knowing that extends beyond their current experiences. They sense connections to times and places they have never physically visited in this lifetime. This feeling can be a gentle whisper, a faint echo from a distant past, inviting us to explore a profound possibility. Perhaps we have indeed lived other lives, learned other lessons, loved other souls. This ancient idea has captivated humanity for thousands of years, offering comfort, meaning, and a broader perspective on our existence. Reincarnation is the belief that our soul, our essential self, our consciousness does not die when our physical body ceases to function. Instead, it is believed that the soul can be reborn into a new body, starting a new life. This new life offers fresh opportunities for growth, for learning, and for experiencing the world anew. Think of it like a traveler changing clothes when one set becomes worn. The traveler remains the same essential being, but the outer appearance changes. The soul carries its accumulated wisdom, its unresolved issues, and sometimes its burdens from one life to the next. It is a continuous journey of learning and evolving, a vast cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, over and over again. This concept suggests that we are not just fleeting beings, here for a short while and then gone forever. Instead, it proposes that we are eternal spirits on an immense unfolding journey through time and experience. Each lifetime can be seen as a single day or perhaps a single chapter in the long, continuous life of the soul. In these different lifetimes, we encounter different people, face different challenges, and learn different, crucial lessons. Sometimes we may even meet souls we have known before, perhaps in different roles or relationships. A mother in one life might be a dear friend in another. These connections can feel incredibly strong and instantly familiar, hinting at shared pasts. The idea of reincarnation can bring great comfort and understanding to many individuals. It can help explain puzzling feelings of déjà vu, that uncanny sensation of having been somewhere before or knowing someone you've just met. It can also offer solace in times of profound loss, suggesting that our loved ones are not truly gone forever but may return. For some, it provides a framework for understanding justice and karma, where actions in one life might have consequences or create patterns in subsequent lives. This belief encourages living with kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. Knowing that our choices ripple through time and affect our ongoing journey, it opens the door to understanding ourselves more deeply. Some of the most compelling and thought-provoking stories that suggest reincarnation come from very young children. These children, often between the tender ages of 2 and 5, begin to speak of memories from previous lives. They might recall details about other parents, other homes, or even how they believe they died in a past existence. Sometimes they mention specific names, places, and events that they could not possibly have learned about in their current young life. These accounts can be surprisingly detailed and, when investigated, sometimes prove to be remarkably accurate. Researchers like Dr. Ian Stevenson have dedicated many years to carefully studying these spontaneous childhood memories, and their findings often leave us pondering the very nature of consciousness and memory. These children sometimes describe specific events or people from a purported past life with astonishing precision and clarity. They might recognize former family members from old photographs, people they have never met in this life. Some children even bear birthmarks or unusual birth defects. These physical marks sometimes correspond uncannily to wounds or significant injuries suffered by the person whose life they claim to remember. For instance, a child might have a distinctive birthmark on their chest. This could align with a fatal wound, like a gunshot, in a previous life they vividly recall. Such physical signs and detailed memories add another layer to these intriguing cases, prompting further investigation and profound thought about the soul's journey. However, it is important to acknowledge that not everyone is convinced by these accounts of past lives. Skeptics offer other possible explanations for these phenomena, rooted in more conventional understandings. They suggest that children might be influenced by stories they have overheard from adults or media. Perhaps they possess vivid imaginations or are particularly susceptible to suggestion from those around them. Another psychological explanation is cryptomnesia. a phenomenon where forgotten memories, perhaps from books or movies, resurface and are then mistaken for genuine past life recollections. It is also possible that information could be pieced together unconsciously from various environmental sources. These alternative explanations are important to consider with an open mind. The very nature of reincarnation makes it exceptionally difficult to prove scientifically in a way that satisfies rigorous conventional methods. Memories, especially those from early childhood or allegedly from past lives, are inherently subjective and can be hard to verify conclusively. The soul itself, the core of this belief, is not something we can currently measure or observe with our existing scientific instruments. Therefore, belief in reincarnation often comes down to personal experience, profound intuition, or a deep sense of faith. While many compelling stories and patterns exist, the broader scientific community generally remains cautious and awaits more definitive proof. The dialogue between spiritual understanding and empirical evidence continues, inviting each of us. One particularly famous case that captured worldwide attention and scrutiny was that of Shanti Devi, born in Delhi, India, in the 1930s. As a young girl, around the age of 4, she began to recall remarkably detailed memories of a previous life. She spoke insistently of her former husband and their children, living in a town called Mathura, about 145 kilometers away. She provided specific details about her past home, her family members, and the circumstances of her death following childbirth. When she was eventually taken to Mathura, she confidently recognized people and places she had never visited in her current life. She even identified her previous husband from a crowd and spoke of private, intimate matters only he would know. Another intriguing and often cited case involves the Pollock twins, born in England in the 1950s. Sometime after their 2 young daughters, Joanna, aged 11, and Jacqueline, aged 6, tragically died in a car accident, their parents, John and Florence Pollock, had twin girls named Gillian and Jennifer. One of these twins, Gillian, was born with birthmarks that were strikingly similar in location and appearance to scars Jacqueline had. The other twin, Jennifer, also exhibited behaviors and phobias that seemed to mirror her deceased sister Joanna. As they grew, the twins sometimes spoke of events from their deceased sisters' lives and recognized toys and places they had never seen before, baffling their parents. Many diverse cultures and ancient religions around the world embrace the concept of reincarnation as a fundamental truth. In Hinduism, for example, it is a central tenet known as samsara, the continuous cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. This cycle is believed to be governed by karma, the universal law of cause and effect, where actions in one life influence the circumstances of future lives. Good actions lead to a better rebirth, while negative actions can lead to a less favorable one. The ultimate spiritual goal in Hinduism is moksha, which means liberation from this ongoing cycle of samsara. Buddhism also teaches reincarnation, though the concept of self or soul, referred to as anatta or no soul, is understood differently, emphasizing a continuity of consciousness like a flame passing from one candle to another. Beyond the major Eastern religions of Hinduism and Buddhism, other spiritual traditions and indigenous cultures also hold beliefs akin to reincarnation. Some Native American cultures, for instance, speak of ancestors returning to their families or communities in new bodies. Certain ancient Greek philosophers, including luminaries like Plato and Pythagoras, also discuss the transmigration of souls, the idea that the soul moves from one body to another after death. Even within major Western traditions that do not formally teach reincarnation as a core doctrine, such as some interpretations of Christianity or Judaism, mystical schools of thought and certain theologians have explored similar concepts throughout history. This widespread presence of the idea across diverse human cultures suggests a deep, perhaps intuitive human questioning about life, death, and what might lie beyond our immediate perception. The fundamental question of whether reincarnation is real remains one of life's most profound and enduring mysteries. We have explored the core concept, the soul's potential journey through many lifetimes, gathering experiences and wisdom along the way. We have touched upon compelling stories from young children who vividly remember details of what they claim are past existences. We have also considered how birthmarks and innate abilities sometimes seem to tell a story from a time before this current life began. These accounts are often deeply moving and can make us wonder about possibilities that extend far beyond our everyday material experience. They touch upon the deepest aspects of who we are, why we are here, and where we might be going. We've also acknowledged the important skeptical perspectives that exist. Science, by its very nature, rightly asks for concrete, repeatable, and verifiable evidence, which is challenging to obtain in the realm of past lives. Explanations such as vivid imagination, the power of suggestion, or the psychological phenomenon of cryptomnesia, forgotten memories, are important alternative viewpoints to consider. The human mind is extraordinarily complex, and memory itself can be a tricky and unreliable faculty. It is always wise to approach such profound and deeply personal questions with an open mind, yet also with a discerning and critical one. There is no single universally accepted answer that satisfies everyone, and perhaps there is not meant to be. Ultimately, the belief in reincarnation, or the lack thereof, is often a very personal conviction. For some individuals, this belief comes from a deep inner knowing, a feeling that resonates powerfully within their soul, offering a sense of continuity and purpose. For others, it might stem from transformative experiences such as past life regression therapy. This therapeutic process can sometimes unlock vivid memories, emotions, or physical sensations that seem to originate from another time, another place, another self. Whether these are viewed as literal memories of past lives or as powerful, symbolic metaphors from the subconscious mind, they can bring profound healing, understanding, and a new perspective on current life's challenges and relationships. So the question remains, is reincarnation real? That is a question that each of us must ultimately ponder and answer within our own hearts and minds. The stories, the anecdotal evidence, and the research offer much to consider and reflect upon. The diverse cultural and religious beliefs from around the world show us that humanity has long grappled with this compelling idea of souls returning. Perhaps the definitive truth is not meant to be a simple yes or no answer that can be easily proven or disproven. Maybe the mystery itself, the not knowing for certain, is an integral part of our spiritual growth and human experience. I invite you to reflect deeply on what you have encountered. Listen to your own intuition, your inner voice. The journey of understanding life, death, and the soul is a continuous unfolding path unique to each traveler. What do you believe?